How stable are the relations between Taiwan and China today? That's the question on many minds. Welcome to the labyrinth of international politics, where the stakes are high and the relationships complex. Today we delve into the tense dynamics that mark the Taiwan-China relations. The Taiwan Strait, a narrow body of water separating China and Taiwan, has been a hotspot of tension for decades. It's like a tightrope, a delicate balance that both nations traverse with caution. The relations between the two have been strained for quite some time, with incidents occurring that have only added fuel to the fire. For instance, consider the political complexities. Taiwan views itself as a sovereign nation, with its own constitution, military, and democratically elected leaders. China, on the other hand, sees Taiwan as a runaway province that must be brought back into the fold, by force if necessary. This fundamental disagreement forms the backbone of the strained relations we witness today. Adding to this, we have military encounters. The Taiwan Strait has seen numerous instances of military posturing from both sides, with China conducting several military drills and exercises in the region. Taiwan, in response, has increased its military preparedness, further escalating the situation. These tensions are not confined to military and political domains. They also spill over into the economic arena. China is Taiwan's largest trading partner, yet the relationship is far from friendly. There are constant disagreements over trade practices, intellectual property rights, and more. Yet, amidst all this, there's an element of unpredictability that keeps the world on its toes. Case in point, the latest incident to raise eyebrows involves balloons. Yes, you heard it right, balloons, crossing the median line. Like any story, this one has a timeline. A series of events led up to this balloon infiltration. Our journey begins back in the mid-20th century when tensions between Taiwan and China first took root. The Chinese Civil War ended in 1949, with the Communist Party establishing the People's Republic of China on the mainland, while the losing nationalists fled to Taiwan. From this point, the Taiwan Strait, a narrow body of water separating the two lands, became a symbol of the division. Fast forward to the late 1990s. The tensions started to escalate, with China conducting a series of missile tests in the Taiwan Strait. The move, widely seen as an attempt to intimidate Taiwan, was met with international condemnation and a show of military support for Taiwan from the United States. In the next decade, the waters seemed to calm a little. Between 2008 and 2016, Taiwan's then-president, Ma Ying-jeou, pursued a policy of rapprochement with China. The result? A series of high-level meetings and a slight thaw in relations. However, this thaw was short-lived. In 2016, Tsai Ing-wen, a member of the pro-independence Democratic Progressive Party, was elected as Taiwan's president. Her refusal to acknowledge the One China principle led to a significant cooling of relations. In the years that followed, China increased its military activities around Taiwan, including regular Air Force missions crossing the median line of the Taiwan Strait. This median line, an unofficial but widely respected boundary, had been a symbol of restraint since the 1950s. Its violation marked a clear escalation of tensions. By 2020, the United States, Taiwan's main ally, had started to deepen its ties with Taiwan, much to China's chagrin. This included the signing of a $1 billion arms sale agreement, further fueling the fire of discontent. Which brings us to the present day. In the past few years, we've seen an increased frequency of Chinese Air Force missions near Taiwan and a growing assertiveness from China in asserting its claim over the island. And while the world has been busy grappling with the pandemic, the tensions have been quietly simmering. We've seen an increase in cyber attacks suspected to be from China on Taiwan's government and industries. We've seen Taiwan strengthening its military capabilities in response to China's increasing threats. And then, we reach the event that has sparked our discussion today, the balloon infiltration. Balloons crossing the median line, an unusual incident to say the least. In a world where tensions run high, a rather peculiar situation unfolded recently. 17 Chinese balloons, seemingly innocuous and detached from political connotations, found their way across the median line, infiltrating into Taiwanese airspace. This incident, while seemingly trivial, is a clear testament to the ongoing tension between the two nations. As the balloons drifted across the contentious line, they were closely monitored by Taiwanese officials. The incident unfolded in a slow but sure manner, like a chess game in the sky. The Taiwanese government, quick to respond, made it clear that these infiltrations would not be tolerated. On the other side of the median line, the Chinese government remained relatively silent, leaving room for speculation and interpretation. This incident, as small as it may seem, sent ripples across the international community. It was seen as a bold move, a clear sign of China's disregard for the median line, a boundary respected for decades. Beneath the surface of this unusual incident, we see the brewing tension between Taiwan and China. It's a tension that has been simmering for years, punctuated by incidents like these. Each balloon that crossed the median line, whether intentionally or not, was a symbol of the ongoing conflict between the two nations. This incident may seem small, but in the grand scheme of Taiwan-China relations, it's another spark in a powder keg. In the wake of the balloon infiltration, where do Taiwan and China stand now? The relations have certainly been strained, with the tension palpable and the air heavy with uncertainty. The incident has sparked a fresh round of debates, escalating the friction between the two nations. The question on everyone's minds: what happens next? Will there be a resolution, or will the conflict continue to escalate? These questions hang in the air, much like those 17 balloons. Only time will tell how this story continues to unfold. Let's take a moment to recap what we've discussed today. We've delved into the intricate tapestry of Taiwan-China relations, a complex interplay shaped by history, politics, and the ever-evolving dynamics of power. Our journey took us through key events that have defined this relationship, culminating in the recent incident where 17 Chinese balloons crossed the median line, breaching Taiwan's airspace. This unusual occurrence has not only sparked controversy, but also raised questions about the intentions behind this act. In the aftermath, tensions between the two nations have escalated, further straining their already tenuous relationship. As we navigate this geopolitical landscape, it's essential to keep in mind the broader implications these incidents can have on the global stage. While the future remains uncertain, one thing is clear: the relations between Taiwan and China continue to be a topic of global concern.